So my example would be look like this. I put down 3 strands here and 2 changes here. For example, I saw that Jeffrey's speech is very touching and he has a very good sense of humor. And I saw that his speech is well organized. But by the way, for a very perfect speech like Jeffrey, maybe you think that I cannot make any recommendation or suggestion to such a wonderful speech. Then how do I do? Then that's okay. You can suggest him to make changes or alternatives. Because even though that speech may sound perfect to you, there might still be room for improvement. Or you can suggest him to try alternatives. So that's the changes. For example, you can try to make Jeffrey to leave his comfort zone. I mean, for example, everyone has his own style. So during the speech, he will try to stick to his own style and do not try to any alternatives. So for example, for me, I am not a very good body language speaker. So you can suggest me how to do well to perform some body language. So that could force me to leave my comfort zone and to explore a new area which I'm unfamiliar with. So, okay, by my comments on Jeffrey's speech, to the changes is the paragraph 6 is a little bit long. So I would suggest him to split or rewrite that paragraph. And I also know that is almost over time, so I would suggest him to do a better time control. Because that's very risky if you almost use your time limits. For example, the audience laughed too long for one joke, then you overtime and you disqualify. That is not worth it. So better time control. So finally, it's time for you to stand on the stage and deliver your evaluation. First, you have to remember that its purpose is to help the speaker. So making your suggestion or changes or strengths as specific as possible so that the speaker can understand and try to apply it to yourself, to himself, sorry. And second, that the evaluation only stands for your personal opinion. For example, I saw that Jeffrey's sixth paragraph is too long, but that may be just for me. Maybe for others, they saw that it's just fine, not too long. So when you stand on the stage, be humble and don't be too harsh, because maybe your negative opinion is only yours, not others. And the third one, please remember that an evaluation is also a speech. So it's an opening, body, and conclusion. And try to organize your evaluation as a speech. And finally, there is some tips I will share with you. The first is the sandwich. If you don't have a good way to organize your evaluation, you can try sandwich. Sandwich is that you first strengths, and the second changes, and the third strengths, and fourth changes, and then strengths. That's a little bit formal, but that's a way to organize your evaluation. So if you really don't have a good way to organize your evaluation, try sandwich. And the second one is you can steal tips from good evaluators. So every time you sit in the regular meetings, read the agenda and see if there is any evaluator or speaker you like. For example, maybe I like Jeffrey's speech, or I like Elaine or Ivy's evaluation. Then I will read the agenda. Oh, today Elaine have a speech. So I will listen to her or his speech extra carefully and try to imagine that if I am an evaluator, what would I say when I stand on the stage? And then in the evaluation session, I will see what the real evaluator on the stage, what he say or what she say, and compare his or her evaluation to myself. So I could learn from the evaluation. And the third one is to know your strengths. Because if you want to help the speaker, you have to know that where you are good at to help the speaker. So for example, I think my personal strength is on organization. So I will pay extra effort on the speaker's organization. like his opening body or conclusion and the logical connection to his parts of his ideas. But if your strength is in body language or like funny jokes, you can suggest Jeffrey like, oh, you can add a joke here. And my idea about joke is that you can make fun of yourself about cockroach, like that. And so that's the final tips I want to share with you. So in the end, to remember, the evaluation's purpose is to help the speaker. And if you don't know, if you didn't have a good way to taking notes, try the Cornell note-taking system. It's an upside-down T shape to split your paper into 3 areas for notes, comments, and strengths and changes. And finally, remember, you only have 2 minutes to deliver a mini speech on the stage, which we call it evaluation. So only this, the most important 3 strengths and 2 changes. That would be, I think if you did that, that would be a good evaluation. And Toastmasters would even